Hey guys, Stitching May here to do an update video. I thought I had done a video in January. I did do a video in January, but I thought it was an update video. It was my parade whip, my whip parade. Great way to start out. I've not done an update video this year, and it's like 3 months in. So guys, grab some stitching, grab a cup of something. My choice is coffee this morning. So this cup, my son got me for Christmas last year. He didn't realize it said established in 2022. He was like, oh look, it's got a dragonfly and the year. So, got a story with the mug. And settle in because it's going to be a long one. I've got notes to show you. I've got starts to show you. Whip progress to show you. No finishes and some haul. You see the cat? He decided he wanted to be in here, and he's being a little annoying today. If I put him out, he scratches on the door to get in. If I leave him in, he's going to be climbing all over everything. There may be a pause in a minute to get rid of Vader here. You're actually going to let me pet you for a change? Of course, because I can't pet you for very long. Anyway, so I have a new light. It is a ring light. I can either have the glare or I can do a video to where I can't see. I don't know which is worse, because that one I end up squinting the whole time. So right now we're gonna have a glare. With that said, this is at like 50%. I can go a little lower. Is that kind of okay? I don't know. That seems maybe there. It is on soft, right? Cool. I don't know. I got a new ring light, guys. I was looking for one that didn't hold a cell phone because I use an actual camera to record. I didn't look at the size of the light when I realized that it was a ring light. It held a camera and it was on sale. Guys, this thing is like this big. It's huge. Anyway, it works. This is not even at 50% brightness, guys. Like, I don't know if I can stand it. That's 100% bright. That's 50, and I still have to come down some. So y'all are going to have to kind of deal with the glare. I'm here, I promise. If I don't, then this eye crosses in when I try to focus. I don't know why. Some of you eye people may know that. Anyway, oh, and my hair is straight. My sister's partner is a hairstylist, and she got one of those ceramic brushes that have the heating bristles in it. And she had tried it with her hair. She's like, my hair's wavy. I'm going to see how it does with your hair because your hair is really curly. And it worked great. So then my sister got me one, and I'm loving it. I have straightened my hair. It still goes curly. I'm probably going to go curly this weekend and give it a break from the heat. But anyway, I decided if I was going to do my video with my hair straight, I probably needed to do it today. So here I am. I think that's all the obvious changes. So anyway, let's just jump right in. I have my whips in no particular order because I'm just going to grab them out of this basket that's overflowing and just start off with it. So, my newest start, how about that? I started this on April the 18th. This was my birthday start. It was a very last minute birthday start. It is a Mill Hill kit. It is Mill Hill LB14 1915 Dragonfly Lime. So it is one of their there's a glare. It is one of their bigger beaded kit things, and it's actually a full coverage stitching. And this is where I currently am. This is the top and this is the bottom. So I have just worked on this border. I'm having a lot of fun working on it. I've put in 779 stitches in it since April the 18th. Guys, my stitching has been off this year. So off. I've only had 62 stitch days, and I've had 54 non-stitch days. I don't know why. Like, the first of the year started out great. I was stitching away. There was no issue. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of, and there was no stitching. You guys let me know if the glare on the glasses is too much. I can try to switch back to my normal camera, my normal light. I can't really move this back. Maybe I could use my old tripod next time and put the light further back, and that might help, and just use the brightness of the light. Maybe I won't have as much of a glare then. We'll see. I'm experimenting with this light. Okay. Next, did I work on this one? I did not work on this one. I don't know why it's in there. I was gonna. Again, in no particular order. This is a new start. So in January, I had a lot of new starts. And this is one that was gifted to me by my friend Belinda for Aussie Stitcher. And it's a Scarlet House piece. And it's called Maria Pilings. This is what the finished project will look like. And she got me the chart and the silks, guys. Look at those colors. They're so pretty. So pretty. Love the neutrals. And then I started it on a piece of Picture This Plus Cyprium, which oddly enough was also a gift from Belinda, but at a previous time. So this whole piece was gifted to me by Belinda. And I only put in 574 stitches. And that's pretty good. 574 is better than like 30, right? And that is where I am with this. See, I'm loving the lighting of this. I feel like the lighting, the sacrifice of the glare is worth how it lights up the projects. You guys let me know what you think. And I love these colors on this fabric. I feel like they really just stand out. See? Because I know you can't see all of them, but I feel like they just, I don't know, I'm in love with that. So, there that is. I'm trying to clean up as I go, because I want to show you. There's a chair over there that I'm throwing it on. I'm not just throwing this one. Let's get these out of the way. This is a whip from, I don't even know, I think 2020. I adopted this from Connie back in 2020. And it is one of her own designs. It is called Whirls. My wonderful childhood speech impediment won't let me say that word without thinking. Whirls. So it's stitched, like the mock-up is in red. However, this was a Mo's Sal like mystery thing. Like I think you got the fabric and the thread from her, and then the pattern. It was something that Mo's did, and it included her floss, which I don't know the name of it, but this is the colorway. Come on, focus. It is blues, a very turquoisey and green color. It's beautiful, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. And then it is stitched on this, I don't know if it has a name. It's a very buttercream. So, technically speaking, this is the top. Bring it focus. Yep, this is the top. I'm having to stitch as though this is the side because I feel like that's getting washed out. Let's drop down some. There we go. Because I stitch opposite. I stitch backwards than textbook says you're supposed to stitch. So my top stitch is a backslash, and my bottom stitch, my top stitch is a front slash, and my bottom stitch is the backslash. I have to think about it. And on this one, this year, I have put in 816 stitches. This is the one I'm about to start working on again, so it's going to go over here. This is my Strawberry Fields Forever. I'll insert a picture of what it will look like here. This is the one that last year in 2022, a group of friends decided that we were going to take a piece that we wanted to have finished and break it up into 12 pieces, and it was going to be a monthly sale. We did that again this year. I decided to go with another one in the Blackbird Designs Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles series. So I started in December this Strawberry Fields, just enough to have the legal start, and then broke it up into 12 pieces, and then this is what I've been working on. So this is January, February, and March's. April's going to be down here, and this is where I currently am. This is on... the name of this fabric. I know it's a color in cotton. I can't say the fabric name right now, but I kitted up in my own color in cotton pieces. Flosses, that's the word. And those were my conversions. I can't give you the conversions because I have been part of her thread club since it not started, but very close to when it started. And so I have a lot of her out of print, out of dye, out of production flosses. And I don't want to tell you one that you have to search for. Okay. Oh, and on that one so far, I have put in 1,029 stitches. This was another new start. This was a sale with Shannon and Sammy and Vicky. And this is Telling Emblems. Love Bugs. So this is what it will look like when it is finished. Love it, love it. So, here's the funny thing. I dyed this fabric, first of all. And it's in the called for DMC that is absolutely gorgeous. See these colors? Love it. Like this turquoise and these blues. Oh, so beautiful. With that said, I dyed my fabric. And it is on 14 count Aida, which I don't have a lot of. Took me a while to dye it because I started with this like pink piece. And it looked like a dirty ace bandage. Like if I was going to name colors, that's what it would have been called. Dirty ace bandage. Dirty ace wrap. What it was a fiddler's, it was a pink fiddler's cloth. So it had the little flecks in it. And when you added the gray, it just looked dingy. It looked so weird. So I didn't toss it, but I doubt it'll ever be used. And I then re-dyed just a plain piece of fabric that I had, and I came out with this color, which is kind of gray, kind of brown. Depends on how you look at it. It's got some modeling, nothing great. Love it. I like doing it. And then when I started it, they were discussing that who was going to keep it vertical, and that some people were going to go horizontal. I think Sammy was going horizontal, and I was like, oh, I kind of wish I had gone horizontal because that's kind of cool. That's kind of different. So then I'm stitching away, and I looked, and I had my fabric oriented wrong, so now I have to go horizontal. So there it is. But this is where I currently am. However, I am going to make my middle one be the dragonfly because, you know, dragonflies are my favorite, and I want that to be the center of attention. So this will be the bee, and then over here in the middle I will do the dragonfly and then the butterfly, and then I'll have some more of a fabric that I don't know what I'll do with, but you know. But there it is. And then of course here are the flosses on this fabric. Again, love the way this worked out. And of course, this is in a dragonfly bag from Stitchnbutton. I think I called her, like the last video, I think I called her Vic and Button the whole time because it's Vic Gable. But I really think I called her Vic and Button the entire last video. At least, I know I did it a few times, if not the entire time. Vic and Button. I renamed the business. She's okay with it. Oh, there's the bag. Oh, and in that one I put in 537 stitches. My goal is every project is to try to touch every project, but definitely every project that I touch, try to do at least 300 stitches this year. And so far, I've done that on every project that's in here except for one. Next is my big round zipper that was a birthday start last year. This was a birthday gift from my son and my husband. It was the one that I had wanted, so I saw it in a store, fell in love with it, they didn't have it, and then looked it up online, realized that it was a very in-depth kit because it had come out in 6 different parts. You could now buy it in one part, but it's kind of expensive, so I wouldn't buy it for myself. So they did. So this is Bent Creek's big round zipper. It is not officially out of print, but it can be hard to find. They got mine from the Silver Needle online, and you can buy the kits there, each individual kit, or you can buy the whole thing. If you're gonna do it, because they're getting hard, I guess they're not out of print prices yet, but I don't know that they're remaking these kits. So if you're gonna do this project, I would probably go ahead if you can and bite the bullet and get the whole thing. That way you don't get like to here and only have, none of it. The first part is the outside with the wording, and then it goes on into like the different sections. So if you follow the kit, you do have to do the border first, and I did the border first because I'm a glutton for punishment. So I ended up having to grid my fabric so that I would make sure that it's even. And I believe this is I've not denoted the top yet. I will. Hang on. Yes, this is the top. So this is where I am. So I've got the border and it matches up, guys. This thing is humongous because it is on 18 count linen with the pearl cotton number 4. No. I don't remember which size cotton it comes with. Pearl cotton. It doesn't say. I think it's number 5. I think it's number 5. Anyway. And then I'm starting in on the color shaded in portion of the border. Okay. On that, I put in 859 stitches. And it's getting harder and harder to find 18 count raw linen for whatever reason that may be. And not that I stitch on it often, but if you're going to stitch on that, I hate for you to just get the patterns and not be able to find a piece of linen big enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. What's next? We'll just grab it. Oh, this. This is haul and a new start. So I ended up joining in at the last minute on Stitchnbutton's mystery Christmas gift, which was this bag. And in it, you got a bunch of different gifts. So I ended up with, I got so much stuff in here, guys. So you got the bag, and the zipper pull is one of the gifts. See the little zipper pull with the little snowflake? Come on, focus. See the snowflake? Yep, there it is. And then you got this wonderful tray. So it matches the bag. And these snap together. The corners snap together. And it makes this cute little tray that will hold like your scissors. Like if you're at a retreat or something, it'll hold your scissors and your little orts and all that stuff. And then it will even fold up if you want to and hold stuff that way. I'm going to leave mine flat because mine's been folded for a bit. Then you also got these things. 1, 2, 3. Got an ornament to go on your tree, which is beautiful. You got a Frogger that you know what the needle looks like. Why am I showing you the needle? A Frogger that matches the zipper pull. And then a scissors fob, a needle fob. A needle fob. That way you don't lose your needle because that's going to go through the fabric, right? And then you got a threader. It's one of the metal threaders that won't like undo, and then it matches the pull. And then you got the flosses and the fabric, which was dyed by she got it from the Honey Hummingbird Stitchery. Lee, I think her daughter dyes the fabric under Ladybug designs, I think. Ladybug, I don't know. Got the fabric, and you got a needle minder, and we got a pattern. See, all kind of stuff. And this is a Fox and Rabbits design. It is called Yuletide Deer. Isn't he cute? So when I got all this, this was when I had all my plans planned for January, because we were doing anyway. Friends and I were doing initials that you could do starts that started with certain letters anyway, just acrostic type thing. And this, not only did I get all this stuff and fall in love with it, this fit in. So like it was serendipitous. I had to do it. So here we are. I started it, and this is where I currently am. See the beautiful fabric? Like it's very slightly modeled, just enough to where there's a modeling to it, but not to where it's like screaming at you in your face. And she also included beads for the pattern. Now, with that said, I have now come to I don't even know what the word is, a crossroads, and it's made me stop on the project because, and I'll ask you your opinions, these Christmas balls, I want to do them in standard. So the snowflakes are already in beads. The Christmas balls are supposed to be in thread, and I want to do mine in just red and green, with the exception of one pink ball, because it's a family thing. My great-grandmother one year did one of the, in the 50s, did one of those aluminum trees with all pink and blue balls, and my dad kind of laughed at her pink and blue ball Christmas tree. So for the Christmas the next year, she had wrapped up all the pink balls and given them to him as a kind of a gag gift or something. So every year we put a pink ball on our Christmas tree at my house because of her. And then when I got married at my own home, my dad gave me one of those pink balls. I don't put that actual ball on the tree because I don't need it to break, and I have cats. But I do have a pink ball on my tree that is non-breakable. So I want to do all... That was a really long story to say. I want to do all green and red balls except for one pink. Now, that seems simple, right? There's a green and red, or there's, green and red in here. I kind of think I'm going to do it in beads. I thought initially I would do it in these red and green. See, these just plain seed beads, and then do the pink in like, because it's a very pale pink, and do this in a very pale pink there, because I feel like the balls need to be shiny. Be nice. That's my gut. However, while I was digging through that, I also found metallics. And satins. Or rayons, whatever, these slippery fake silks. This is brighter than the pink of the pink ball. So I think that excludes this. Plus that red's not really Christmas red to me. So that's kind of, that's, nah. My biggest decision, especially seeing it in this light, that kind of counts that one out. So what do you think? Metallics or beads? Beads. There's a pink in there too. You just can't see it because I can't. My hands are weird. I can't hold it the right way. Or beads. Let me know below. Metallics or beads? I kind of think I'm leaning, I think I'm leaning towards beads. That almost singing there. I'll do this all up in here again. Because the snowflakes will already be in beads. But then that'll just add one more. Those are no. Pick those. Yeah. Yep. Sorry. I'm trying to get my stuff in the right place. Those are no. Oh, and on Yuletide Deer, I put in, wait, let me show those. On Yuletide Deer, I put in 814 stitches. Make sure I have all the little parts back in there. That's haul for later. Next, this was a new start. This was one that I had kitted up a long time ago and was like ready to start it, and then I just didn't. So it fit into the acrostic for January starts. This is mulberry trees. This is a working copy. I make working copies because I spill stuff everywhere. I spilled my coffee twice earlier on this table. Luckily, nothing was on it. So then I had to set up a side table. It says, I will not, so, outdoor plants. I do a bucket garden every year and have a decent amount of luck with my bucket garden. I had a huge squash. Then I realized that the bigger the squash gets, the more seeds it has, and then it's no good to eat. I mean, it was good to eat, but there's a lot of seeds. Is it warm better? Let's try warm. Let's see. I don't know. So, if you give me an indoor plant, it'll do good for like the season. Maybe. I usually kill it. I did have my aunt's peace lily from her funeral that my mother-in-law and father, let me pause. Actually, let me stop here because this is going to cut me off. Okay, I'm back. So I did have the peace lily that my mother-in-law and father-in-law sent to either my grandmother or my aunt's funeral back in 2005 until like last year, the year before, like it had lived forever. It bloomed the first time, like of course, when it was presented at the funeral. And then it didn't bloom again until my mother-in-law was taking care of it when my son was sick and in the hospital. She was coming by and feeding and watering the plants for me. And it bloomed again while he was in the hospital. She sent me a picture saying, hey, look, it's a blooming. And then it never bloomed again. So I think that's like a thing. I think it was that my mother-in-law took better care of it than I did. But anyway, it says, I will not say that your mulberry trees are dead, but I am afraid they are not alive. And I felt like that was fitting for me, the fact that I killed all the plants. Because if you ask me to watch your mulberry trees, I may accidentally kill them. So this is stitched for, and the called for, no. I used, so it called for DMC, and I used the DMC conversion for the ones that weren't. And this is on a small piece of 32 count legacy linen by Picture This Plus. For this one, I got in 317 stitches. So there that is. It's just the words mainly. I may pull this one back out for this month because I have one that I had that I think I have a prompt that this fits. And this is the fabric and the floss. Some of you guys like to see that. And it's another Stitchnbutton bag. I don't know. I just felt like that was very Dead Mulberry-ish. With a little bird charm. Is that the charm? Yes, a little bird charm. And this is by Darling and Lindsay Designs. I think you can still get this pattern. I think I got it from 123 Stitch. Oh, next is Needle Stance. This is a whip from last year. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This was a kit that was a collaboration of Summer House Stitchworks, Ink Circles, and Hands-On Design. It was a collaborative design. I know that you can still get the pattern. I just don't think you can get the entire kit. I got the kit. Mine is the blue version, but they do have this kind of turquoise version. Because I got the kit, I'm doing the blue version. But, I mean, that's just as pretty. I think it's the same colorway. It just looks different. Isn't that so weird how it looks? It is the exact same. I mean, and we see it on every video. That, like, you see a pattern, you're like, eh. And then you see it on another piece of fabric, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And it's just, this right here, like, shows side by side how the fabric meant. Because for a second, I thought that was a completely different conversion, but it's not. It's the same. It's just the fabric makes a difference. I like it on the blue too. I digress. So the called for fabric is Mitchell Imports. Blue Moon. 32 count. The alternate is 32 count Country French Cafe. Mocha. Country French Cafe. Mocha? I feel like that might be a typo. That's what it says though. And then it's, the floss is Classic Colorworks, Deep Fennel, Sunset Chai, Hazelnut, Rose Petal, and Nature Trail, which I'm stitching for in the called for colors. It's in floss away bags. And this is where I currently am. I have finished that top border. I've gotten that kind of the words there. And then it also came with this little needle minder, which is super, super cute. I feel like I really like this light. I hope y'all like it. This is in a bag that was gifted to me by Emily. And I believe she made this bag. She's given me some that she didn't make. I want to say she made this one. This is the one I think that took like a trip around the state of Georgia twice before it got to me. And we laughed because she gave it to me in 2022 and it had these little coronaviruses on it. See? Not on purpose. It was just the colorway. But I got 2 gifts right around 2020 that had coronaviruses on it. This, and then my husband had a cup made for me. I don't have it with me. I was going to use it earlier, but it wasn't enough water for my flavored water. And I know apparently there's a big debate going on whether or not flavored water counts as a water intake. It does for me. But they both have these little things that could be, see, little spike protein. Anyway, too soon still. Lovely bag. And on Needle Stance, I put in 459 stitches. Still going. This was another new start in March. So we, again, a group of us, we had this thing where we posted. It's just a group of us friends. And we're like, hey, these are some things I have kitted up. You guys choose which one I'm going to start. And they chose Prairie Fairies for me, which I had already done the frog. And then my husband chose that I would do the blackbird. Because I will eventually do all of them. This is on a piece of like, I don't know the color. I know I got it at Hobby Lobby and it is Zweigart. But it's an even weave from them. It's in the store. It's just store-bought. 32 count. I cut it into a bunch of small pieces for the different ones. And I'm stitching this in the called for DNC. And for this one, I put in 498 stitches, which is almost halfway done. You can't really tell. There's the fairy's skirt and part of her body and her feet, her flower, and then the starting of the bird that she is riding. Riding? Yeah. And she is just the prairie fairy. The others are the stitching fairy, the cleaning fairy, the garden fairy, and the frog fairy. So these are a reprint. They used to come in individual cards, and then they reprinted it, I think, and added in the frog. Amy loves toads. There's a frog. And on that one, I don't know if I told you yet. I haven't because I've not marked it. Yeah, I did. I put in 498 stitches. And that's just in a plain old bag. Beachcomber. I put in 347 stitches in this one. I'll show you what it looked like before here. This is one that I started in 2020. Carolyn Manning had a boom of people doing her designs. This is one of the kind of quilt block pieces. Emily C. and I both started one at the same time. Hers is more greens. I think it's called Treetops. Mine is called Beachcomber. So, when I first saw it, I saw it in this more blues and browns. But what it really is, for whatever reason, I don't know why my printer even printed it off differently, it is in these more pinks, blues, and Emily and I sat down via, I want to say, Hangouts, because this was still 2020, we were quarantining, and chose some threads in order to make it more what I expected it to be, because I want this to go in my bedroom, and my bedroom's done in blues and greens. So these are the colors I use. I did keep one of the kind of pinks, but it's kind of the brownish pink, but like a lot of these other browns were much brighter. If you were curious, ask me and I will reply with my substitutions. I don't have them in front of me to tell you. I have it in my pattern keeper because this does do pattern keeper, and when I imported it, I changed my floss colors to match my conversions, which I absolutely love that you can do that. I already showed you what it looks like before. This is started on a piece of just that MCG textiles that so many people hate, 32 count linen, 2/2. And this is where I now am. God, I love this light. If you guys can deal with the glare, I love this light. It's not about me, it's about the stitching, so this is more important. And I have this needle minder that is from a person who no longer is in business, and I picked it because for whatever reason this little black butterfly just reminded me of Emily. And this is in a bag that was done by It's Kismet Stitches. She no longer does bags or does Flosstube that I've seen. She does still stitch. You can see her on Instagram, and it had this inner fabric. That's it. I'm still good on time. So the good thing about me doing videos this far off is that I do have a lot to show you, and my videos are longer. But then y'all probably forget who I am. And on that one, I put in, I've already told you 347, just barely over my goal of 300. This is another Emily C bag. This is, I don't know when I got this one, but I love it. This is the inside. She's not made bags, not all guys. This is my, is it the, okay, the reason I'm making that face is, at one point, you'll see it, I stitched on Lady of the Flag. I got to work, couldn't find my thing. And my floss card. Now I found my floss card. It's in the wrong project. But then I had this one, the pattern for this one, in another bag. That's why I have to pick up as I go, guys. Because if I don't, it gets put in the wrong bags. This is the Village of Hawk Run Hollow. No. I'm an idiot. This is Lady of the Flag. My Hawk Run Hollow was in this one, and I moved it. Ugh. So, this is my Lady of the Flag. I stitched 615 stitches in this one. This is what it looks like from before. This is what it will look like when it's finished, except I'm doing the green version, and I don't have, I'm not going to insert somebody else's picture because that's just not right. And this is where I currently am. That's not funny. I worked mainly on this part right here, and you can try to kind of tell that it's about to start being a flag. This is my go-to piece if nothing I have fits a prompt. Guys, I can't even tell you how many times I've restarted this thing. It's been quite a sore spot. So that's why I made this piece become, as you can tell, I try to forget that this was even it. I finally put my pieces on these cards, and that made me happy. That took like a night and a half to do though. Because I kept getting tangled. But anyway, I started it on a piece of fabric flare fabric, and I don't know if it shrunk in the dye process. I don't know. Nonetheless, it wasn't going to be big enough for a border, and I had ordered it to be big enough. I won't get into that. It's not going to work. It doesn't matter. I will use that piece of fabric for the other queen of the flag, the lady that's holding the flag, the white dress that's holding the flag. I've already got the pattern because it's now out of print. And I'm going to do them both, and then I'll hopefully at some point in my lifetime maybe do them both, and I'll put that piece on that fabric. Then I'll have two of the We the People fabrics. But so I had to stop that piece and restart it. I started with my fabric completely upside down. Settled that all out and started again. It's been a bear. Oh, not to count that I had some colors, because when I did a conversion, Diana and I tweaked some conversions, or Diana tweaked the, anyway, it ended up being that I had to frog some of the greens to change out some greens. Anyway, it's been a love-hate, and that's why it's the one, that way I have to stitch on it. Have to stitch on it at some point. And I put in, like I said, 615 stitches. The cool thing is it wasn't even, because it didn't fit a prompt, it did fit a prompt. And Vic, my whip manager, said, you're going to work on Lady of the Flag. And I was like, I do what Vic says, so I did. Starting to get close to the end, guys. This was a new start. This was another one that I was not planning on starting. I ordered this from the Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. Stitcher? Yeah. And I had forgotten that I ordered it. And because what I'll do is when I order from her, I'll order like stuff that I know that I'm not like waiting on. She's my enabler. She's not just because. And I'll order some things and I'll wait and I'll say, when I get a few things, just ship it to me all at once. And it arrived and I was like, oh, I have to start this. And I did. And so did Shannon. And so this is the Tiny Modernist. This is the Stitch Witch. Let me show you why I had to start it, okay? The witch has red hair. And there's a black hat. And I absolutely had to do that. Had to do it. Couldn't resist. So I started it. And I put in 379 stitches. I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back again. So yeah, I absolutely had to start this. I've put in 379 stitches. I think I just said that. It's okay if I did. And I'm doing this in the called for DMC. It's got Anchor DMC, so it doesn't call for any specialty flosses. But thanks to Shannon, when we were chatting, she indicated that all the white, so like the ghost and the skull, well, definitely the ghosts, probably the skull. I'm going to probably do all the white. All the white, I'm going to change to, oh, and it had a daisy too. Like, see, I had to do this, and it fit our acrostic, so there I am. In this glow-in-the-dark floss that was gifted to me from Connie from her stash. She had decided she had it. She decided she didn't want it. I don't know. Let's see. Will you be able to see? Do I dare try and see? Will it mess everything up if I do this? So let's hold it up to light. Turn it off. Let's see how dark it gets. That's the wrong one. Bright. That's even brighter. Now my camera's going to adjust. So yeah, it glows like crazy, crazy good. Like when we were on camera, I turned it off because it was at night. So there is some light coming in because it's a very rainy day in Georgia. There is some light coming in, so it's not going to glow as well. But I mean, it was glowing. And I had this and some DNC glow floss. This one glowed better. This is Artiste. It comes in like this. It comes in the white color, and then it comes in a green color that glows. So I've not been able to find it anywhere else. It was at Hobby Lobby, but I don't know that they carry it anymore. And this is on a piece of 32 count flax Belfast linen. And when I pulled this from where I needed it to be, like, because I couldn't find where I wanted to stitch on, this was actually in another project. And then I realized that even if I stitch this project on it, I will have enough for the other project. So again, too serendipitous for me not to do it. But that's what I've got. It's just that one little plant so far. This makes me want to stitch on it again. I'm probably going to stitch on it because it fits a prompt this month too. That's what I'm doing. I'm ended up working more on my new starts than I am on my whips from before, which is not good. I'm not making any progress on my whips. It is what it is. Okay, that's not a... I'm trying to get to all my... This is hold it right there. Is that it? I think that's the last. Yep, that's it. Okay, so I've got 3 more projects to show you, and then it will be a lot of haul. So let's get this one out of the way. This was the one, so my Lady of the Flag and my Hawker and Hollow switched bags, and that was why I got them mixed up earlier. So this is the Village of Hawker and Hollow. It's in this huge, just plain zipper bag that crinkles. Sorry about the crinkling. That is my videos. This, I don't even remember when I started this. I think this is a start in 2020. I think. And I was convinced I was going to do a block a month. Lofty goals, my friend, lofty goals. I got all of one block completed. I'll show you what it would look like before. And then most of a second block completed. And then I hit a crossroads because I realized that Isaiah was spelt wrong in the second block. And that really, really bothered me because I have a nephew named Isaiah and I couldn't spell his name wrong. I finally figured out how to fix it. And then I fixed it. And then I worked on this year for one of the prompts. And this is the only one that I have touched this year that I don't have 300 stitches in. I only have 200 in. So this was the first block that I finished back when I very first started this piece. And then there's this one. Guys, the back stitch for this Weeping Willow. Weeping Willows are beautiful to stitch. Weeping Willows are beautiful to stitch. They are not fun. Not when they're back stitched. Trying to trace every line to make sure you went. I finally just did some customization. And this is this Weeping Willow. And it's supposed to be identical to this one. It's not going to be. It's going to be my own creation. There's a little bird up there. But what I did is I scooted this all over this way some. And I was able to correctly spell Isaiah. For a second there, I thought I had it wrong. And there's my little needle minder. I don't think the person that did, I think this is from Julie. I don't think she does needle minders anymore either. But those are kind of common. Those are very popular for a while. It used to be on my Tree of Hope piece. And the reason I put it in the bigger bag is I had all these, like, these are the ones that I'm currently using on this block. These are all the flosses that will be in the piece. And I had this in one of those shoe boxes. Well, I finally put these on here. And I'm now carrying it with it because I need that shoe box for coloring cotton kits. So, with that said, there's that. And I'm doing this in the DMC instead of the NPI silks because there's already too many flosses to do it in the silks. If I had enough to spend that much on that many silks, I'd have a lot more stitching time because I wouldn't have to work. Like I said, I only did 200 stitches on that one. Next is my 3 Things sampler, which this is from a Jan's Needle Necessities bag that was a gift to me from Belinda. So it looks like it's a dragonfly. Or is this one? Yeah. Or maybe I bought this one. I don't know. Now this was the gift. And so this was a new start this year with Belinda. And this is what it will look like when it's finished. I'm stitching it in the called for DMC. It says, there 3 things there are that will never come back. The arrow shot forth on its destined track. The appointed hour that could not wait. And the helpful word that was spoken too late. That last one hits home right now. This is on a thread minder or thread keep that was made by Vic through Stitchnbutton. Guys, it's Sally, and I cannot resist Sally and Jack. I'm doing it in the called for DMC, and I'm stitching it on a piece of, I think this is just 32 count plain Swagard. Like, I don't even know. It's a piece that I had. I want to say it may be like flax. I don't know. It's just a very normal color. And this is the way it will go. Guys, it'll be huge. There that is. Is that the front? That is the back. Haha. Let's try this again. So it goes this way. I swear I've done these videos before. It's been a while. There we go. There that is. And for this one, I've done 337 stitches. Again, just barely over my prompt amount. My goal amount for everything I touch. I will pull this back out again. And last but not least is my oldest whip. So this was going to be, I think that's all of them. This was going to be the one that I put, and I think this is part of the reason that my stitchy bug died this year, and it's just been so hard to revive it. It's been not a horrible year, but there's been a lot of random chaoses. It's been horrible. So this is my oldest whip. So it took my place of Starry Night since I finished Starry Night last year. And that is Tree of Hope. I'll insert what it looked like here when it's finished. And I'll put in what it looked like before as well. I have to remake my tag. My tag fell off. But I was supposed to be stitching 100 stitches a day. And that sounds all well and good, except that some days that's all the stitching I can do. And then whenever this project is already when that's kind of like, to me, then it becomes, I just don't stitch at all. And then I feel guilty because I haven't, and it becomes this whole responsibility, accountability thing. And I don't stitch. So, with that said, this is here. I don't know when I'll stitch on it again. My goal is to have it done this year. We'll see. I did get 2,226 stitches in this piece though before I gave up on it. So I was pretty good for about 22 days, and then I was like, meh. So I've already shown you where it was before. This is it now, guys. I'm going to show you from back here. And then I'll pull up close. I finally finished this, except for beading. This one, did I finally finish it? Yes, I finally finished. Nope. Nope, that may be beads. Finally finished this canopy of this tree, guys. Finally finished it, I think, except for beading. Got the bird done. Moved down the tree into some of this flower thing and started one of the ladies' dresses. So all I had to do is finish the bottom of the tree, the ladies in their dresses, and then the little flowery thingies at the bottom, and this will be done. Like, I am not my closest to a finished piece, but for a Mirabilia, I'm very, very, very close to finished. Probably 25%. And then that gets confusing because, so if this one's 25%, but I have another one that's like 50% close to a finish. But this one has more stitches than the other one. Which one counts? Is it fewer stitches as closest to a finish, or fewer percentage. There's a little wiggle room there, huh? And this is in the called for threads, including the silks, and then I'll do the called for beads as well. So, if you were only here for stitching, that is it for this year. That is a total of 10,827 stitches so far in 2023. And like I said before, I've had 54 no stitch days and 62 stitch days. So to me, what that means is I either don't stitch at all or I just hammer down and stitch. Like for my birthday, my husband asked me what I wanted to do, and I said I want to stitch and go out to eat, and that's what we did. And I literally put 600 stitches in on my birthday. So there was that. So like I either sit down and stitch like crazy or I don't stitch at all. And like it's just I'm scrolling and I got to stop scrolling. So with that said, if you're here for whips only, that's the end of them. I'm about to get into haul. And I will see you next time, and take care if you're like me and enjoy the haul. Here we go, guys. Did you show? Hang on. I'll edit that out because it's my birthday. Guys, I've been bad. Not bad. 3 months worth, guys. And some of it's from December even because I didn't do an update video. Some of it was gifts. That's my story. So, let's start out in no particular order. I got another little needle fob from Stitchnbutton. It's a little Halloween one. I think I actually won this in a giveaway or something. Or maybe she gifted it to me. But I love it. It's perfect. I'm going to put this on my Stitch Witch bag, I believe. Yes, I am. It's going to go there for now. And then anytime I'm at the Dollar Tree and they have these are those cheap. Just in case. You can actually, and just to let you know, you can go to dollartree.com and order like a whole case of items from them. I think they're all now like $1.25 now. So these are these cheap steering wheel covers. And they fit an 8x8 Q-snap frame. So anytime I'm in there, I get one. They're made out of like almost velour. And they're kind of tight at first, but once you've stretched them out some, they fit and they hold great. So I'm bad to grab these just when I grab them. So there's that. I don't know why. Not that you care about this as part of a haul, but I wanted to share it to you as an idea. If you don't want to go on to this, or if you can't go into the places and, you know, pay for the handmade, these work just as good. I've got several of them. I've got this blue one. I've got a colorful one somewhere over there, and like I got a black and white one, and they work just as great. And they're washable, easy to use. If they do get dirty, you spend $1 on them. And I'm really surprised like how well they hold up for what they are. Anyway, I have some of my monthly threads from Color and Cotton. I've got these. This was a I'm gonna say this was one that she sold that was kind of a this is Saloon. These weren't mysteries. These were ones that I actually picked out because I liked the colors. Winterberry. I'm not going to show you Hickory Stick and Winterberry. I'm not going to show you all the threads because there's the January Club, the February Club, and then I didn't get March or April because there's a whole thing. It's okay. We're going to get fixed. And then fabrics. Kind of went crazy on some fabrics. This was not all one order. Please know. I just try to keep everything kind of together to where I could open more threads. This I got off Stash and Load. So these are number 8 pearl cottons, which is like 1.5. Using one strand is like using 1.5 or 2 of these. I don't remember exactly. So she had them really, really cheap. So, and a lot of them were variegated. So I grabbed them because, I mean, gosh, look at that. Loved them. It was from an estate sale. Fabrics. So I had done the neutrals for my fabric of the month for Color and Cotton for the longest. And then I decided to do all colors because I had so many browns and beiges and that kind of thing. And of course, The very first one I got was this bright, bright, bright pink, which is beautiful. But I have no clue what I'll ever stitch on it. But it'll sit in my something will come to mind. A dragonfly? Ooh, maybe a black dragonfly. I don't know. We'll see. I got to get that fixed. What had happened was Amazon went through at the same time and my local bank blocked my card, and I did not realize it because I was not. And then about the same time that my color and cotton came through, but it was at the same time that she's been changing from her online store to a brick and mortar store. So I didn't get the March, and I didn't get charged for the March, so I didn't think a lot about it until April came around. I kind of noticed I didn't get charged again. I messaged her, said, hey, what's up? She's like, oh, well, your card. Apparently, whenever my card was blocked, it rejected the purchase. So she hadn't rebuild yet. I was like, oh, well, the card's back in stock again. So I should be on track for May. I think I may have to enter it in again. We'll figure it out. We're discussing it was user's fault. User error. I got this off of eBay. This was a collection that had 4 Adas for super cheap on eBay. It was a lot. And these are Jerry Baldy's Needleworks. This is 16 count Ada. They were pretty. They were really, really cheap. So this is a sage green. Can you see without the glare? See through the glare? This is purple passion. Guys, this lighting is so much better. I hope the glare is tolerable. Burgundy wine. Gosh. And Elysium. Am I saying that right? Make sure you don't look it up with an E. Elysium. And I got them. I thought at worst I could do some Christmas ornaments or Halloween ornaments on them. They were pretty. Then I picked up this cut of, I know it's Picture This Plus. I can't tell you the color of it now to save my life. It again was on eBay. It was a bid that I won. Throwing fabric on the floor. Look how pretty. So I have enough of the fabric that I stitched the Yellow Submarine on to do Octopus Garden in the Beatles piece. But I may have to do this one. I might have to do this one because that's just so pretty. So blue. So blue. And then my January color and cotton fabric. This is pewter. I'm using my February. No, that was February. I didn't get March or April. And this was a extra one, a 32 count in oatmeal from Color and Cotton, guys. There's this. Yes, I'm leaving it in the packaging. I love how it has that dark undertone to it. Like, I love it. But then you don't really notice it from far away. But I'm sure if you stitch on something that had that color in it, it would pull up on that color. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Guys, most of this stuff came off eBay and Stash for deals. I got, so this bothered me. I got this from Stash Unload, and the sender folded it in half to mail it. That bothered me. RETM's Peter Pan. We watched Hook this year, and I realized again how much I love the Peter Pan story. So I immediately started looking for this one because I have Alice and I have Wizard of Oz, and I had to get Peter Pan then. So there's Peter Pan. I don't know when I'll start it, but I wanted it before it went out of print. This was and I got it at a discount too. This was a splurge item. I saw one of these. I don't remember what I was looking for when I was looking. I think maybe needle minders. And I saw, which one did I see? August's. And it was a finished piece that was for sale. Just this little bitty piece. And I fell in love with this. And I knew it was a prairie schooler. So then I had to start searching to figure out what it came from. Because I knew it was, I saw the August and I knew it was a prairie schooler because you can tell prairie schooler. So then I started searching and searching and finally found that these are in the number 91 and number 90. It's just called Summer and Winter. So it's like they have one for each month. So the winter months, or I'm going to go, the spring and fall months are March, April, May, September, October, and November. So you've got the lion and the lamb, the bunnies, the bird, the squirrel, the black cat and the pumpkin, and then the Thanksgiving turkey. And then summer and winter are June, July, August, December, January, and February. And you have I'm going to call them sunflowers. Of course, the bald eagle, the bugs, I don't know what that bug, the bugs, Santa, the deer, and then the lovebirds. I don't know how to get it. Don't know when I'll do it, but it's a prairie schooler. So, this is the real one, the hard copy. And again, got that on eBay for cheaper than you can get the newer. They have reprinted them, but this is that was cheaper than I could get the new ones that with the fainter lines. This was a random fabric lot on Stash Unload, I think. This one I'll never use, and I'm going to try to figure out what to do with it, because I won't ever, ooh, I wonder. I say I won't ever use it, but I wonder if these would fit. I may do that. If these fit in there, I may do these all in one piece of this. I don't think they'll fit. We'll see. I don't know what this is. I doubt they'll fit. That would be too, let's see, that would be too perfect. I'd have to count it out. Let's see. I'm not going to count it right now. Do it 1 over 1, right? It'd be hard to do 1 over 1, though. I'll have to think on that. I don't know what I'll do with this. I don't know really what it is. We'll figure it out. If I don't do anything with this, I may throw it up as a giveaway on here. If you know what this is. If you know what this is and you have something that you could use it for already, let me know. Because I doubt that many people will want this. If you've been looking for this, let me know. And I might see if this works. And if it doesn't and you've been looking for it, let me know. Because I have no clue what it is. But in that lot was a piece of 25 count Lugana. And this to me was similar enough to the ones that I'm doing all the Prairie Schooler Santas in. So I went ahead and got it. A 36 count just plain white linen that I can either use with white or dye. A 18 count linen. It's dye though. So it's technically, some people call it 8, some call it linen. But I figured I could use that for some of the bit creeks that I'm doing with the pearl cotton. And then another 25 count Lugana. It's kind of in a lavender, like a pale. That is true to color. I just don't know what color that is. I see light blue, but then it's kind of got a purple lilac. We're going to call it lilac. I got this as I won this one from not a giveaway, I don't know how to explain it, a contest. There we go. I Love You Till Death. And I've not yet done a wedding sampler for my husband and I. This might have to be it, because that's just kind of funnily creepy. But it also looks like it says I love you death. But it says I love you too. No, it just says I love you. No, I love you to death. That's hilarious. Alright. And then I got this one. Again on eBay. It came with it and the threads. Right, yeah. And again, the same piece in 2 different colors, and it looks completely different. So even though your threads, so this is it in just one blue color, and this is it in a colorful color. This is by, of course, Ellen Chester, with my needle. Guys, her pieces, I just love them. And I'm collecting them. I'm not stitching them yet, but I'm collecting so many of them because I see it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Sorry, that's really glary. There we go. I don't want to take it out because I want it to be protected. This was one that I got on eBay. Make sure there's no addresses on here. This is a Splendor by the Heart's Content. This is the second Heart's Content I have. And it came with the fabric and the floss. And it's this. It's another ready work sampler because, you know, you always have to have a ready work sampler going. Because I had to. Teresa Kogert's Black Cat. Because, can I tell you, that is the look Vader gives me most of my life. That look right there. And if I dressed him up like that, I would be eaten alive in my sleep. You may notice that I have bruises. He got a bath. And I got tore up. My sister was rolling laughing because I had bathed. It was springtime. They all get a bath in the springtime, the dog included. And I had bathed the dog. And she was giving him some treats because he hates baths and he's like 16. So she was giving him some treats and I had Vader. And the last time I gave him a bath, I didn't have to use the... We have a bag, yes, so know that. I've not had to use the bag. I had to use the bag this time. She said it sounded like the drum solo to the Phil Collins concert or song. I will not imitate it. And I had him, and I was holding him. And then when he started going crazy, I let the water... We have the shower head that comes down in that bathroom to where we can wash the animals. I dropped it, so it's whipping around. Water's going everywhere. She walks in, I've got the cat who's just like kicking and running everywhere. She's like, just let it out. I was like, I can't let him go. And I couldn't get the water. Like it was, I have bruises. Anyway, it was a whole thing. So I got these randomly online. I'm going to try to turn them into scissor fobs. I think I'm just going to hook them on or maybe zipper pulls. But it's from Gilmore Girls because I started watching Gilmore Girls when I was stitching and I had to have these. Because I love them. They're Gilmore Girls. And I'm not part of the Box Stitchy Societies. I've not been doing their Gilmore Girls pieces. From the Stitchnbutton, I got one of these little accessory bags because they are the perfect size to put in a ornament size mill hill. So I got that. Gotta pause. I'm about to turn off again. Back. And she also sent a couple of little... She's been doing these floss tags. Her floss tags also have... Oh no, it's dead. You've got your hook, your main floss thing, and then for like little random pieces, extra pieces. There we go. And I got some needle minders from her. Oh, I got more than this. They're everywhere. I got this Monopoly board because I love Monopoly. Oh, here's others. I knew I had some. More needle minders from her, and she sent some more floss tags. No. Just kidding. You got these floss tags with that, with the Christmas bag. I'm sorry. Those are the ornament. I knew there was something that was missing. I'm not showing these yet. I put them in here because I didn't want to get them messed up. And I wasn't using them because I hated to use them for that little bitty amount of floss. And, you know, I could use them longer later. I got this small bag from Stitchnbutton. It's going to be I put all my stuff in it. And when I go anywhere, I'm going to grab this because I'm tired of getting somewhere and realizing I don't have scissors or don't have needles or don't have something. So I'm going to set this up for my Stitchy Tool stack. I have all my stuff. So this is a new place, the Box of Oddities from Etsy. I've not heard of them. When I was randomly going through, I found some Gilmore Girls needle minders. And then I also found some, I got one for a friend, some Pokemon ones. I've already gifted those, so I don't have that one. But I got Luke's. And guys, so it comes on this fabric, or this card. It's a Box of Oddities. She's also on Instagram. But when she packs it, she puts this really thick foam core in there. And like, I don't know, I was really impressed with the packaging. So I'll put that back up later. And then, oi with the poodles already. That's a quote from Gilmore Girls. When she's trying to distract somebody. And now I've been saying oi with the whatever already all the time at work. That is a gift, so I can't show you that one. If you see me with a seam ripper, now is not the time. Stitchnbutton needle minder. That's also a gift. Can't show you that one. One stitch at a time. Okay. And I think, oh, and I got this as a gift. Oh, there's my Pokemon one. Squirtle, Turtle. And then this was a gift from a coworker. A small little, they said they saw it at the Cracker Barrel and thought of me. They got it. I haven't started it yet. But guys, that is finally everything. What? 4 breaks and a huge mess. So, if you're still here, thank you for watching. I don't know when I'll be back. I plan for it not to be this long. Like I said, I didn't realize it had been this long. No excuse. But as always, guys. Oh, I will say, hang on. I'm trying out a day shift position. So this may become easier because I'll be up during the day when the kids at school and the husband's asleep, and I don't have to plan it around them because before I was always asleep. Anyways, the whole thing. I'm trying it out. Trying to be a day walker. Did it for the first time last weekend. I was jet lagged. Oh my gosh, jet lagged. But enjoyed the shift. Enjoyed getting to see the patients more. Like really enjoyed getting to interact with the patients. I felt that spark again that I haven't felt in a long time. So I'm really excited about that. But I have to make sure that it works for my family. And then that coming off night shift doesn't affect my pay too much. Some of this haul may have to stop. So anyway, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. Happy stitching and stay safe.